If you have cataracts or glaucoma, you know how precious your eyes really are. At the New York Eye Surgery Center, we understand that. We have over 80 caring people in a state-of-the-art facility. Call 1-800-888-1717. The New York Eye Surgery Center. 1-800-888-1717. We'll help you take care of your eyes.
Channel 2 celebrates Black History Month.
Come, experience a place that is like no other. Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay.
Feel your heart beat, 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 beat. Strong, 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 strong. Your heart beats strong. Feel the rhythm, beat, beat. Feel the life, beat, beat, beat. Feel the freedom, beat inside you forever. Beat, beat, beat inside you forever. Beat, beat, beat.
Busch Gardens at Tampa Bay. No place else.
Tracy Burgess before, Tracy Burgess after.
Now at Weight Watchers, the difference between before and after is fast. Our new Quick Success program has a unique food plan that helps you lose weight fast. Want proven results? Join Weight Watchers today and start living happily ever after. Half price when you join by March 11. Pay $13, save $13. Call 1-800-333-3000.
Remember when we said that stuff about for richer, for poorer?
I do.
Well, then how come your coffee looks darker than mine?
Mine's decaffeinated Folgers crystals. Yours is the decaffeinated you always drink.
Did you use the same amount?
Sure. These dark, sparkling crystals are made from Folgers mountain-grown beans.
Mmm, really rich.
Sip. Love it?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You're crazy about me.
I am.
Trust me.
Decaffeinated Folgers crystals. So dark and rich. Shouldn't you switch?
Now, Room Plus announces the winter warm-up sale.
Get sizzling master bedroom.
At a cool, cool price.
Children's rooms that'll melt you.
Or another device.
To warm you up now.
With the hottest furniture.
Wow.
It's a Room Plus winter sale.
Going on right now.
Save on everything you saw.
Believe me, there's more.
We'll warm you up sure.
At a Room Plus store.
The winter warm-up sale. At all Room Plus stores. For information, call 1-800-262-ROOM.
In recent taste tests between Weaver and the leading national brands of frozen chicken, the blue ribbon went to Weaver, time after time. Weaver chickens exceed even government standards for quality, and our many delicious recipes cook up crisp, tender, and juicy. So naturally, people prefer Weaver, and we're always working to keep it that way. Because when you're the taste people prefer, you can't just rest on your ribbons. Weaver, the blue ribbon chicken in the bright blue box.
All right, don't be nervous. This is just a test.
One sign of Alzheimer's disease is loss of memory. See how many of these words you can remember.
Flower, movie, chair, telephone.
And we'll be right back.
Just got back from the Union Market. Got some great buys. Something for Dad, a new b-ball, something to keep my girlfriend happy. Picked up a few CDs, these, a new lifeline, some fine art for the apartment, and had lunch.
The Union Market. Hundreds of money-saving shops under one roof. Springfield Avenue, Union, New Jersey.
Even saved enough money to get something I've always wanted. What do you think? Is it me or what?
Time's up. If you could only remember a couple of words, does it mean Alzheimer's? To find out and to learn about some promising new research, join Channel 2's Earl Ubell for the Alzheimer's test today at 5 and 11 on Channel 2 News.
He was once Hollywood's highest-paid leading man. Now, Rock Hudson's estate pays the price for his deadly cover-up.
People have a duty to disclose if they have aged their lives.
And
this is an outrageous example of corruption in the criminal justice system.
City prison guards are arrested after allegedly selling drugs to inmates. Was it a frame-up? Plus, security is tightened around the world as the Ayatollah dispatches death squads to rub out a British author. Today, starting at 5 on Channel 2 News.
A sad farewell in a New Jersey town. Coming up on Channel 2 News, a murdered teenager is laid to rest while his accused killer is brought back to face justice. Investigators reveal where the Pan Am bombers hid their deadly device. And a best-selling book sparks worldwide threats of death.
And drug dealing at Rikers were the prison guards pushers.
Rock Hudson's gay lover wins millions and why shockwaves from that case could reach here to New York. And more of Earl Ubell's Alzheimer's update starting at 5.
This evening, stimulating,
These people, as you can see around,
emotional,
that was the end of a beautiful life. It was tragic.
controversial.
I'm innocent of all the charges.
There's an innocent man in jail, an innocent man who was almost executed.
This evening.
It doesn't get this real until this evening, premiering February 27th on Channel 2.
When you need a home equity loan and nobody's home at the bank, call Statewide Capital. 1-800-DIAL-CASH and turn your phone into a cash machine. Even if you've been turned down by the bank, Statewide Capital says yes to second mortgage home equity loans at low fixed rates without broker's fees. So call Statewide Capital, 1-800-DIAL-CASH, and turn your phone into a cash machine.
Our courtroom observers favor the plaintiff in this dispute. Judge Wapner's decision is coming right up.
My mouth has a terrible time waking up in the morning. Come on. You know why? Most cereals bore it to sleep. Come on. Want to see it come alive? Watch. Quaker natural cereal. My mouth gets a charge of whole grains, honey, almonds, raisins, a bunch of different textures, a blast of different tastes. That's reveille, man. My mouth will never get back to sleep. Once you taste Quaker natural, everything else is just cornflakes.
All right, Keebler, hand it over.
Your leprechauns.
Right, 'tis the end of the rainbow, and we'll be taking our pot of gold.
How about something more exciting? New Rainbow Chips Deluxe.
And what might they be now?
Keebler Chips Deluxe cookies, topped with candy-coated chocolate pieces. Rainbow-colored by us elves.
'Tis no blarney. They are better than gold. Ha-ha! Leave it to the little people.
Who you calling little?
Rainbow Chips Deluxe, new from the Keebler elves.
Now, Jim Jensen, Carol Martin, Dr. Frank Field, and the Channel 2 News team. This is Channel 2 News at 5. Everything you need to know, because anything can happen in New York.
Good evening. The killing and kidnapping that's torn apart a New Jersey town is now a case of justice and tears. As the police prepare to extradite Michael Ardilla from New Mexico later this evening, the teenager he allegedly killed was buried today. Family and friends mourning the loss of Anthony Pompelio. New Jersey correspondent Diane Diamond begins our coverage live from our New Jersey bureau. Diane.
Jim, Mike Ardilla, the suspect in this case, will be getting on an airplane in Albuquerque, New Mexico very shortly. He is expected to arrive here at Newark Airport just after midnight. As for Donna Shaban, the girl police say he kidnapped, she is already back here in New Jersey, staying at an undisclosed motel, we are told. She's made no public statements. Of course, there was a third tragic player in this story, Tony Pompelio. He was buried today. As the pieces of this puzzling story began to fall into place, hundreds of mourners took time out today to remember Tony. His funeral was held here in nearby Netcong, New Jersey. The mass delivered at St. Michael's Roman Catholic Church. Members of Tony's wrestling team acted as his pallbearers. It is far and away the saddest chapter in the Sparta story.
He was nice and caring, and I don't understand why this had to happen. He was very well liked.
How many kids do you think came today from Sparta High?
Probably the whole senior class and then some.
Published but unconfirmed reports today indicate Tony Pompelio may have died coming to Donna Shaban's rescue last Sunday morning, that Mike Ardilla actually attacked Donna first, slashing her on the leg. When Tony tried to help, he was viciously stabbed to death. Mourners at today's Mass had heard the reports. Some defended Donna Shaban, called her a victim, but others did not. As the 19-year-old suspect was arraigned in a New Mexico courtroom yesterday, the stolen Jeep he was driving and finally crashed into a roadblock was checked for evidence. At about the same time, Donna Shaban, joined by her mother in Texas, where she'd finally gotten away from Ardilla, was giving a statement to police. She reportedly told them what happened inside this Sparta townhouse last Sunday morning. According to reports, she said she saw Ardilla repeatedly stab Tony with a butcher knife. Also, that there had been a lot of liquor consumed at a party here, and the 19-year-old Ardilla was drunk. One New Jersey teenager has been buried now. One is in seclusion tonight. A third, is on his way back facing murder and kidnapping charges. It sounds as if this story is almost at its end, but there is still a whole community reeling. My colleague Lisa Rudolph is in Sparta, New Jersey.
In the local deli, they were reading about their town in the headlines.
She was an innocent.
At the police station, they huddled around the TV, watching this town's tragedy on the news. A tragedy shocking not only because it happened in a place like this, but because of all the exposure that goes with it.
I think everybody's upset, very upset.
No one wants this kind of notoriety placed on their town's name.
Sparta first got its reputation as a summer playland for the rich in the 30s. Over the years, it's become an affluent bedroom community, the kind of town where everyone knows everyone else. Townspeople say what is so ironic about all this is that many of them came here to get away from what they call big city violence.
You're really hurt and sort of offended by it that it did happen here. You live in your own little world here.
Nowhere has their world been shattered more than at Sparta High School. Practically empty today, most students excused to go to Tony Pompelio's funeral. One classmate murdered, another allegedly kidnapped, has left students grieving and troubled, some questioning Donna Shaban's story.
Most people accept the fact that she was an unwilling victim, and there are other people who believe she wasn't. But most people are angry at her and at Mike Gardilla. There's a lot of anger going around. So
what is the anger?
That he would do something to someone who was so innocent.
There's so many questions running through everybody's minds about what happened because nobody can understand why.
And parents with a lot of questions of their own have been bombarding police with calls.
Well, the parents, of course, are concerned about what happened at the party. Were drugs involved? Was alcohol involved? We have no evidence to indicate that drugs was involved at the party at this point.
So they wait for answers in this town, which hasn't had a murder in nearly 2 years and has never experienced a kidnapping or national manhunt. This sleepy community, which hoped it was safe from all the problems of the rest of the world, is finding it's not so different after all. In Sparta, Lisa Rudolph, Channel 2 News.
Again, the suspect in this case, Mike Ardilla, arrives back at Newark Airport about midnight tonight. Tomorrow, he will be arraigned on murder and kidnapping charges. Our cameras will be there. Reporting live from the New Jersey Bureau, I'm Diane Diamond. Back to you in the studio.
Diane, thank you.
In other news tonight, 9 men who work behind bars may be headed there now. They are accused of selling drugs to the same inmates they were supposed to be guarding. Police today announced the arrests of the corrections officers, along with a prison cook and a probation guard. They are all accused of supplying prisoners with cocaine on Rikers Island and at the Bronx and Queens houses of detention. Other corrections officers, outraged by what was going on, helped with the investigation. But the officers' union is calling the whole thing a setup by the investigations department.
The Department of Investigation enticed employees through financial reward to engage in an activity they otherwise would not be engaging in.
Those charged today have now been suspended without pay. The drug investigation is continuing and more arrests are expected.
And this evening, some teachers are being blamed for sinking a drug investigation which was floating around a Manhattan school. Police said today they were ready to come down hard on dealers when their cover was apparently blown by a teacher tip-off. That story from correspondent Chris Borgen.
For 5 long months, say police, they huddled in a window of PS20 watching street-level drug dealers buy their cocaine and heroin from the neighborhood wholesaler. A $10,000 a day operation headquartered in this tenement facing the school, with a sales office allegedly in this bodega deli across from the school's side entrance.
The operation would work like this. The potential buyer would come to this bodega on Stanton Street. He'd speak to Dominique or Alonzo, telling him that